stocks alone, there are well over 50 of them. And the first heat is getting ready to go. Thanks to Stu Lord for putting together our drivers rosters, as we have a lot of new drivers here this afternoon, and hopefully we'll do our best to put the right drivers in the right cars. We have some duplicate numbers and so forth, but do the best we can as we find the first heat. 10 laps, 5 cars will qualify. We get set to go 10 laps in the first heat. They are underway and already bump and grind through the first and second turn and on down the backstretch. The 56 on the move. Jerry Reynolds out of East Lebanon, Maine goes to the lead. The 13 runs second. Tom Fuller out of Allenstown runs in the third spot. Then the number 33 running in fourth. Bill Clement out of Manchester, New Hampshire in the 33 into the fourth spot, and the 8 Mike Kimball runs fifth in the final qualifying spot as the cross flags go up halfway. Down the backstretch, Jerry Reynolds continues to lead. Tom Fuller is second. Then the 33 of Bill Clement runs third. Mike Kimball is fourth. Gallant in the number 13, running in the fifth spot. However, it appears the black flag may be out for the number 8. Some smoke coming off the number 8 of Mike Kimball. That'll knock him out of a qualifying spot. Puts Gallant in fourth spot. And fifth now for the 09 of Mike Davis. 2 laps to go this time by, 2 to go. Jerry Reynolds with a comfortable lead in the number 56, a regular runner here at Lee USA Speedway in the street stocks. Continues to show the way around. Another strong runner in the street stocks at Lee. Tom Fuller runs second. Then the 33 of Bill Clement. The 13 of Ed Gallant, and the 09 of Mike Davis. Running in the fifth and final qualifying spot as they come across the line. Reynolds wins it. The first 5 right there will go on. The rest will go to the consolation later on. One of 2 consies scheduled for the street stocks. Correction, that's a 38X. That's Bob Norton out of Standish, Maine. 38X. 66, we missed that one. Starting up front, Larry Goss out of Willimantic, Connecticut in the 66. 52, Greg Bergeron from Bradley, Maine. And the 89, Gordon Does out of Litchfield, New Hampshire in the 89 starting lineup for heat number 2. Another 10 laps and another 5 to qualify. Here they come. And trouble at the start for the 89. Spins right at the start and up against the Jersey barriers in the infield on the front stretch. That's the 89 of Gordon Doze. Stopped up against the fence on the front stretch. As the leader, the 11, Scott Pelletier, will bring him around to get the caution flag. Yellow is out. And the 89, still being scored as the 89. Green is out for the restart with a lap complete. Here they come down the front stretch, and look out, trouble at the start. The 50 gets hung up with the 38X. The 37 spins completely around. He's headed in the right direction, but the caution flag comes out. Yellow is out. Two cars hung up at the start. Green flag for the restart. And the battle continues. Heat number 2 for the street stocks. Through the first and second turn, the leader, the number 11, Scott Pelletier, heads down the backstretch in a battle from second on back. 66 moves into the second spot. Larry Goss goes to second, and the battle for third between the 13 and the 02 of James Riley. 13 goes to third. Now the battle for fourth, the 38X, Bob Norton, and the 02 of James Riley. They battle off the fourth turn. Norton goes to fourth. Riley's back to fifth in the final qualifying spot. Right on the back bumper is the number 74 of Sean Quinn. Three wide action through that third and fourth turn. Down the front stretch. Quinn now goes to fifth in the final qualifying spot. The front four cars have put some distance between themselves and fifth as the cross flags come up halfway. Corey Patton in the number 50, who won the street stock feature here back during the running of the Down East Drilling Classic a few weeks ago, is battling for that fifth and final qualifying spot in the number 50. Would like to get a little win streak going here at Lee USA Speedway. First, he's got to qualify. As they have caught right up to the rest of the field. Caution is out, trouble in turn 2. The number 52 spins out. Look out, the 13 spins on the front stretch. Mark Blair out of Charlestown, New Hampshire, the number 13 spins around, but spun after the yellow came out. The 52 up against the wall in the second turn. Greg Bergeron out of Bradley, Maine, able to pull away from the accident. Pace car of Lee USA Speedway with George McAllister at the wheel sets to head off the speedway, and we get set for the restart as the green comes back out. And the battle continues. Heat number 2 for the street stock. Scott Pelletier in the lead, but look out. Real battle from second on back, and now they close on Pelletier. The 13, Mark Blair, and the 74 of Sean Quinn. 74 goes to second. Blair goes back to third. Corey Patton is up to fourth, and Bob Norton runs in the fifth and final qualifying spot. 2 laps to go this time. 2 to go. Pelletier continues to lead. Quinn is second. Mark Blair is third. Corey Patton is fourth. Bob Norton in in the final qualifying spot in the 38X. And then Larry Goss in the 66, the final, actually out of qualifying by one position as the checkered flag comes up. And Pelletier will win it. Quinn finishes a close second. Mark Blair for third. Corey Patton fourth. Bob Norton in the 38X finishes in the fifth spot. Those five qualify for tomorrow's street stock feature. The 12, Joe Moon Mountain out of Rochester, New Hampshire, in the number 12. 32, Mickey Jones from Belmont, New Hampshire. 17 on the field, Bob Cotton from West Ossipee. And the 57, Robert LaPointe from Manchester as they get the green flag. They're underway. Wayne Hellwell Jr. in a good-sized lead as they head off the fourth turn and down the front stretch. Mark Patton is second. Wes Reed is third. The 08 of Leonard Lucier runs in the fourth spot. And then Peter Jarvis in the 41 runs in the fifth and final qualifying spot. Real battle for fifth now as Joe Mountain on the move into number 12. Joe down in the dirt through the first and second turn, trying to get underneath the 08 of Lucier, and the 99 trying to work the outside as they head off the fourth turn. That's the battle for the final qualifying spot. Lucier's got his hands full, got cars all over the back bumper of the 08. Mountain looks to the high side now, the number 12, as the rest of the field gets the cross flag halfway through. Mountain goes to fifth, the final qualifying spot. Leader is Hellwell, well out in front. Mark Patton runs second, Wes Reed is third. Peter Jarvis is fourth, and now Joe Mountain runs in the fifth spot. Regulars run 1, 2, 3, and fifth. 4 out of the top 5 regular runners here at Lee USA Speedway, including the street stock champion, who continues to shove the way around with 2 laps to go. 3-car battle for the third spot now. Reed in the 06, Jarvis in the 41, and Joe Mountain in the 12. Finishing positions are important for starting positions in the feature event tomorrow as they get the white flag and just a lap left. 1 to go. Mountain has moved into fourth. Jarvis is back in fifth. And Mountain looks to the high side of the 06 of Wes Reed. He'll tuck it in behind Reed and know that he has a qualified spot. Wayne Hellwell wins it. Mark Patton for second. Oh, close for third. Wes Reed holds on in the 06 to finish in third spot. Joe Mountain finishes fourth. And Peter Jarvis finishes in the fifth and final qualifying spot in the number 41. So 5 more cars are qualified for tomorrow's street stock feature event. Jay Sands in the number 63, the 22J of Charlie Russo, the 70 of Jeff Morgan, the 39. Scott Svensson in the number 39.
69, we don't have a driver's name on that one, and the 81X Mo Tweedy out of Lowell, Massachusetts. We get set to go another 10 laps, another 5 street stocks to qualify. Green is out.
Down the backstretch, Bergeron is the leader in the 97. The 49 runs second. Louis Mekalides runs second in the 49. Then the number 75. Paul Reel runs third. The 88 is fourth. Jeff Morgan and Charlie Russo dice it out for that fifth and final qualifying spot. Russo on the inside of the 22J goes to fifth. Morgan is back to sixth. And the 26 of Bob Bolden runs seventh. Off the second turn and down the backstretch, Bergeron continues to lead. Mekalides is second. Then the 75. Paul Reel is third. The 88, we don't have a driver's name on that car, running in the fourth spot. And the 22J of Charlie Russo in the fifth and final qualifying spot. The 70 trying to catch him, that's Jeff Morgan out of Saco, Maine. Just one spot out of qualifying as the cross flags come up there halfway this time by. Halfway. Down the front stretch, a battle shaping up for the lead. Bergeron and Mekalides dice it out first and second as they head down the backstretch. Two laps to go. This time by, 2 to go. Look out, the 75 in trouble, and he had been running in a qualifying spot. That's Paul Reel, and he's bumped back out of qualifying as the white flag comes up and just a lap left. Bergeron continues to lead. Mekalides is second. The 88 is third. 22J of Charlie Russo is fourth. And now Jeff Morgan is the car on the bubble in fifth spot in the number 70. Hood goes flying on the backstretch, but out of harm's way as the checkered flag comes up. Bergeron wins it. The 49 finishes second. Charlie Russo third. Here's fourth for the 70 of Jeff Morgan, and fifth spot will go to the 39. Wild finish as we lose a couple of the cars that were in qualifying spots over there, including the 88. However, the 39 of Scott Svensson gets through the trouble and ends up in the final qualifying spot in the number 39. And unfortunately, the 88, who had been running up in a qualifying spot, lost his hood on the backstretch and then get into a skirmish in the third and fourth turn and gets knocked out of qualifying. The 88 will be forced to go to the consi. So 5 will qualify from each of the heats. And we've got heat number 1 for the Pro Stocks on the racetrack now.
The 1993 USA Speedway Chevy Lumina pace car from Devil Chevrolet of Manchester gets set to head off the racetrack, and we get set to go heat number 1 for the Pro Stocks. Here they come.
Green flag. Rye and Bezanson dice it out for the lead. Rye is the leader, Bezanson is second, Houlihan runs third, and it's tight from fourth on back. Billy Bry opened himself up a comfortable lead as Bezanson runs second, Houlihan third, Jeff Crowley is fourth, and fifth belongs to the 72 of Jimmy Kuhn, the final qualifying spot. Dick Belisle in the 35 looks to the high side, and right on the back bumper of Jimmy Kuhn, knocking on the door through the third and fourth turn. That's the battle for the final qualifying spot. Rick Martin right there in the 14, and Dale Quarterly in the 32. All in that battle for a qualifying position, as only 5 will qualify. Car on the bubble is a 72. Jimmy Kuhn, as he works the inside of Jeff Crowley in the number 16. Cross flags are up halfway through heat number 1 for the Pro Stocks. Now Crowley is in the 5th and final qualifying spot, and he's being challenged by Rick Martin. Martin looks to the inside in the 14. Martin on the inside out of turn 4. He'll go to 5th, and he's the man to beat. Martin in the 14, the final qualifying spot. Big lead for Billy Bry. Dan Bezanson is second, Dick Houlihan is third, Jimmy Kuhn is fourth, Rick Martin is fifth, and Dale Quarterly is sixth. 2 laps to go. Here's the white flag and just a lap left. It is tight from second on back as Bezanson leads that pack down the backstretch, but Billy Bry will win it in the 6X out of turn 4. Second goes to Dan Bezanson, third Dick Houlihan, fourth Jimmy Kuhn, fifth and final qualifying spot to the 14 of Rick Martin. Dale Quarterly misses it by 1 spot in the number 32. Inside of the next row, the 60X from Huntington, Long Island, New York, Paul McInerney in the 60X. And along the outside will be the 02, that's Joey Moriarty from Rye, New Hampshire, in the Total Seal sponsored Pontiac Grand Prix 02. Also on the field, the number 37, Larry Gelinas from Scarborough, Maine, out there in the number 37. The 1M, Norm Wren from Nashua, New Hampshire. And the 21, Mitch Wendell out of Derry, New Hampshire, in the Pontiac Grand Prix car number 21. That's the starting lineup. Heat number 2 for the Pro Stocks. Another 5 to qualify. Here they come. Green is out, and Kenny Gillis is the early leader. George Rigo right there. Dives to the inside, but Gillis beats him to the turn. Rigo runs second, Ron Pettis is third. Now Fred Scaff in the number 33, and Larry Gelinas dice it out for that 4th spot. Scaff and Gelinas get together. Scaff still loose through that 1st and 2nd turn because it does a good job of saving it, but loses a lot of spots in the meantime. Gillis is the leader, Rigo is second, Pettis is third, Gelinas is fourth, and the 02 of Joey Moriarty runs in the 5th and final qualifying spot. Moriarty, the man on the bubble in the 02, and Bobby Gahan trying to reel him in. Gahan now pulls up on the back bumper as they head down the backstretch, and Moriarty beats him into turn 3. A battle right in front of them for the 3rd spot between Ron Pettis in the 45 and Larry Gelinas in the 37, and a battle for the lead in the 3rd and 4th turn. They'll get the cross flags this time by, but George Rigo down underneath Kenny Gillis takes over the lead. Gillis goes to second, Gelinas is third, Pettis is fourth, Joey Moriarty and Bobby Gahan dice it out for the 5th and final qualifying spot. On the backstretch, it's Gahan by a nose into turn 3. Now Pettis and Moriarty mix it up in turn 2. As Gahan trying to do it the hard way up on the outside. That is the battle for 5th and the final qualifying spot. Dead heat at the line that time by. And Ron Pettis is right in front. 2 laps to go, this time by, 2 to go. Rigo's the leader, Gillis is second, Jelinas is third, Pettis is fourth, and that battle for 5th between Joey Moriarty and Bobby Gahan. Gahan backs off just a little bit, comes back out of turn 2, down the backstretch, side by side. You'd think they were racing for the lead, but they're racing to qualify with just a lap to go. 1 lap left. Checkered flag coming up. George Rigo wins it. Kenny Gillis finishes second. Larry Jelinas for third. Ron Pettis fourth. And Joey Moriarty holds on for 5th spot. The 50 of Bobby Gahan just finishes out of qualifying in 6th spot. And he'll move on to one of the 2 consolation races later on this afternoon. And that battle was a good one for that 5th and final qualifying spot between Ron Pettis in the 45, Joey Moriarty in the 02, and Bobby Gahan in the 50. And Joey Moriarty gets qualified.
They'll try it again. Buzzy Bezanson and Alan McClure in the front row.
There you go. There's the green flag. And again, Bezanson goes to the lead. McClure goes to second. G.G. Gravel is third. And look out, trouble in the first turn. That's Bobby Tripp in the number 80 up against the wall right in front of the VIP tower and the press box. And yellow is out.
And the track painter will be busy tonight as the white cement wall gets painted between the qualifying today and the features tomorrow. And we point out McClure's radical looking car number 12. Sort of the dirt track pro stock design as we get set to go back to green flag racing.
They are underway. Bezanson is in the lead. McClure is second. G.G. Gravel runs third in the 54. Rick Hanito runs fourth in the 84 and fifth, the 10 of Jeff Fagan. Fagan in the final qualifying spot. Three cars out in front, Bezanson in the 66, McClure in the 12, and G.G. Gravel in the 54. Then Hanito runs fourth, Fagan is fifth, the 47 of George Baldwin just out of qualifying position. Cross flags and halfway this time by. Bezanson continues to show the way around. McClure for second, G.G. Gravel is third.
appears to be off the pace just a bit as the leaders pull away. Jeff Fagan has moved into fourth in the number 10. Rick Hanito is fifth. 2 laps to go, 2 to go. White flag, just a lap left. Buzzy Bazanson with Alan McClure right with him. Gigi Gravel, who has slowed down, is about to get passed by Jeff Fagan in the number 10. Checkered flag comes up. Bazanson wins it. McClure finishes second. Jeff Fagan third. Gigi Gravel fourth. Rick Hanito fifth in the final qualifying spot. So 5 more Pro Stocks are qualified. And the number 24, is Pete Frappier from Litchfield, New Hampshire, in the Robinson Construction car number 88. The 03, Don Belisle from Derry, New Hampshire, Recor Trading Company, the sponsor on that 03. The 73 is Tom Quinney out of Plastown, New Hampshire, in the number 73. The 46, Jeff Thompson from Somerset, Mass, in the 46. And the 7M, Dave Thomas out of Epping, New Hampshire, in the 7M. Another 10-lap qualifier. And 5 cars to qualify for the Pro Stock feature. Tony Diaz and Jay Stewart in the front row get the green flag. They're underway. Side by side for the lead out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Stewart gets the jump and trouble in turn 2. Car up against the wall. The 46 brings out the caution flag. Yellow is out. Jeff Thompson remains up against the wall in turn 2, and the yellow comes out. Set for the restart. Here they come. Green flag. Tony Diaz goes to the lead from the pole position. Now the battle for second between Damon Tavolaris and Jay Stewart. They race side by side into turn 3. Stewart on the outside, Tavolaris on the inside, down the front stretch. Diaz continues to show the way around. He leads lap number 1, and a real battle for second. Jay Stewart up on the outside in the 71. Off the 4th turn and down the front stretch. Tony Diaz with a rear view mirror filled with competition as the cars scramble on the front stretch get going again. Meanwhile, now it's a battle for the lead. Tony Diaz and Jay Stewart side by side for the lead. Jim McCallum on the move in the number 2 as well. McCallum pulls up on the outside of Tavolaris. We got a 4-car race for the lead. Down the front stretch. Stewart just a little bit loose and is drop kicked back a spot. Loses second to Damon Tavolaris. Now Jim McCallum's down on the inside of Stewart. McCallum goes to 3rd. Stewart drops it in behind McCallum for 4th. 5th and final qualifying spot for the 82 as they freight train it off the 4th turn and down the front stretch. Tony Diaz a little slow out of turn 4, backs everybody up as Damon Tavolaris now looks to the inside of Diaz in the race for the lead. Jim McCallum right there as well in the number 2. Here they come again down the front stretch, side by side for the lead. Tavolaris now the leader out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. McCallum is underneath Diaz trying to take over the 2nd spot. And McCallum goes for it all as he goes to the inside of Damon Tavolaris. McCallum goes to the lead. Jay Stewart and Tony Diaz mix it up in turn 2. Stewart spins on the inside of the racetrack. He'll get going again as he pulls out right in front of Todd Patnode. 2 laps to go, 2 to go.
McCallum is the leader. Tavares is second. Diaz is third. Then the 82, Bill Hardy is fourth. And the 88 of Pete Frappier is fifth. Checkered flag will fly this time by, and Jim McCallum will win it. Damon Tavares for second. Tony Diaz holds on for third. Bill Hardy finishes fourth, and the 88 of Pete Frappier fifth. Just out of qualifying, the 7M of Dave Thomas and the 03 of Don Belial. That's the way they run. A wild fourth heat for the Pro Stocks. And this time around, lights will go off on the pace car. And we'll get set to go green flag racing with Mike Ordway and Dave Thomas in the front row. Then it's Douglas and Moriarty, Paul Richardson and Mike LaJoie, Justin Belfiore, Bob Timmons, and the 93 of Brad Thrall as they get ready to go racing. Green is out. Ordway and Thomas for the lead. Ordway leads him out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Thomas goes to second. Mike Douglas is third. Joey Moriarty runs fourth. Paul Richardson is fifth. Ordway continues the lead. Thomas for second. Douglas is third. Moriarty is fourth. Paul Richardson is fifth. Justin Belfiore is sixth. Mike LaJoie is seventh. Brad Thrall is eighth. And Bob Timmons is ninth. Cross flags. Halfway. Two laps to go, this time by as the Super Modifieds thunder around Lee USA Speedway. 2 left. Mike Ordway in the landmark video, Hoosier Tire, car number 26. One of the 2 Dunnigan entries this weekend has the white flag and 1 lap to go. Checkered flag. This time, Ordway will win it. Dave Thomas finishes second. Mike Douglas for third. Joey Moriarty fourth. Paul Richardson fifth. Justin Belfiore finishes sixth. Brad Thrall will finish seventh. And Mike LaJoie finishes in the 8th spot. That's the way they run heat number 1 for the Super Modifieds. And Mike Ordway wins it. Here they come. Actually, next time by. I'm sorry they didn't get the white flag that time. This time they get the white flag. They'll try it.
He's going to go backwards. He's going to go backwards. He's going to go backwards. I know.
Here they come for the green flag. And there is the green flag. Good start. Russ Wood goes to the lead. Howie Lane for second. Brent Roundy back to third. And Bentley Warren on the move in the 29. Down on the inside of Roundy goes to third spot. Scott Martell follows through. Martell goes to fourth. Roundy is back to fifth. Nate Boutwell is sixth. Bob Whitcomb is seventh. Russ Wood leads.
bit of a push halfway through the turn, and that number 27 allows Howie Lane to catch right up. Bentley Warren runs third. Scott Martell is fourth. Brent Roundy is fifth. Howie Lane on the inside of Russ Wood off the second turn and down the backstretch. They're side by side into turn three, and that's where Howie makes his move. He's the new leader. Cross flags. Halfway, Howie Lane leads. Russ Wood is second. Bentley Warren is third. Trouble out of turn four. Nate Boutwell in the 11 is able to keep going, but now in last spot. Bentley Warren looks to the inside of Russ Wood. That's the race for second spot. They've got 2 laps to go. This time by 2 to go. White flag and just a lap left. Checkered flag comes up. Howie Lane will win it. Russ Wood second. Bentley Warren third. Scott Martell finishes fourth. Brent Roundy fifth. Bob Whitcomb sixth. Chris Purley seventh. Doug Beauvais eighth. And Nate Boutwell will finish ninth in the number 11. That's the way they run. Heat number 2 for the Supers, and Howie Lane wins it. No problem. Russ Wood holds on for second, and Bentley Warren third. Scott Martell finishes fourth in the number 24, and that's the way they run in heat number 2 for the Super Modified, set to run in their 40-lap feature tomorrow. In the number 98, and the 1X, Mike Brown from Union, Maine, in the 1X. 09 scheduled to go next. Being driven by Alan McClure out of Methuen, Massachusetts, the 09. And the 03, Joe Perry from Swansea, Mass, in the 03. The 10 is next. That's Bobby Brown out of Hudson, New Hampshire, in the number 10. The 2X. And the 83 of Dave Rosenfield. Green flag. They're underway. Bump and grind out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Cars all over the place, but they all make it through and down the front stretch. The leader is the 42. That's Bobby Leclerc out of Raynham, Massachusetts. On the outside now, Mike Alton in the number 4 for the battle for the lead. Alton takes the lead. Leclerc goes to second. DeCastel is third. Scott Sargent runs fourth in the 66 and fifth. The 98 of Greg Wazika. Remember, the top 5 will qualify. Big lead for Mike Alton now in the number 4 as he heads off the 4th turn and down the front stretch. Leclerc runs second. Estelle is third. Scott Sargent is 4th. Greg Wazika is 5th. Alan McClure reeling them in the 09. Cross flags. Halfway. You're eyeing that battle for 5th, Greg Wazika, and the 09 of Alan McClure as they race through the 34th turn and down the front stretch. McClure now up on the outside in the 09, trying to take that 5th and final qualifying spot away. And Wazika's trying to hold him off. Now in on the battle, Bobby Brown in the number 10. Three-car battle for that fifth and final qualifying spot right now. Alan McClure's got it in the 09. 2 laps to go. This time by 2 to go. Big lead for Mike Alton. Leclerc runs second. Scott Sargent is third. Guy Castell is fourth. Fifth is the 09 of Alan McClure, and just out of qualifying in the number 10, Bobby Brown, as the white flag comes up. 1 lap to go. Checkered flag flies this time. Mike Alton will win it. Here for second comes Scott Sargent in the 66. Bobby Leclerc finishes third. Guy Castell finishes fourth. Fifth goes to the 09 of Alan McClure, the final qualifying spot. Just out of it, the 10 of Bobby Brown in sixth, and seventh, the 98 of Greg Wazika. That's the way they run heat number 1 for the late models. Okay, here's heat number 2 for the late models. On the pole is the number 91. That's Louis Diaz out of Coventry, Rhode Island in the 91. Then the 91X of Jack Dyer from Winterport, Maine, right alongside. The 99 grids next. 99 Mass. And doesn't look like they'll get a start this time. Look out! They're getting spun around. Oh, he connects with Charlie Bodwell, and they're in the pole and the wall. The pole sitter's in the wall, and we couldn't even get started yet. Bad luck for the 91, and Charlie Bodwell in the 73 don't even get the green flag, and they're in the wall here on the front stretch. That moves up the number 10 of Bobby Brown into a qualifying position. Here they come for the start. Green flag, and they're underway. Louis Diaz goes to the lead in the 91. Then the 17 of Pat Patton runs in the second spot. 74 of Kirk Alexander runs third. The 98X runs in the fourth spot. Fifth belongs to the 38 of Brian Malbon. Now the battle for the lead out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Pat Patton up on the outside in the 17, trying to take the lead away from Louis Diaz. And then the 74 of Kirk Alexander right there. Patton goes to the lead. Diaz goes to second. Now Alexander up on the outside in the 74. Looks to take over the second spot and does. Diaz is back to third. Scott Bonney on the move in the number 72. Bonney right there trying to catch a couple of spots as he heads off the second turn and down the backstretch. They'll get the cross flags this time halfway. Louis Diaz trying to hold off the number 38 of Brian Mabon. And Scott Bonney trying to move on the inside. Nothing going that time. Real battle from third on back. Goes to third. Scott Bonney to fourth. Louis Diaz back to fifth in the final qualifying spot. 2 laps to go.
Now the white flag and just a lap left. Scott Bonney trying to make a move on the inside of the 72. Currently in fourth spot, wants to get to third, moves down on the inside. As they head down the backstretch, the winners head out of the fourth turn. Pat Patton will win it. Kirk Alexander finishes second. Here's that race for third, and Scott Bonney will finish third. The 38 finishes in fourth spot, and fifth goes to the 91 of Louis Diaz. Finishes in the fifth spot, 98X, just out of a qualifying position. So that's the way they run in the second late model heat. The 8 is Chad Chase out of Somerset, Massachusetts, coming off a big win at the Thompson Speedway. In the number 8, the 7X grids next on the field. '21 gridding next on the field. That is Corey Boudreau out of Providence, Rhode Island in the 21. 45, Jeff Denning from Ware, New Hampshire in the 45. And the 88, Todd Brashen out of Milton Borough, New Hampshire. As they get the green flag, they're underway. Bob Wallace goes to the lead. The 86 of Mike Cavanaugh runs second, and it's a battle for third. Battle for third between two cars, and we don't have the driver's name in either of them. Bob Wallace in a big lead. Of course, Wallace a strong runner in the late models here at Lee USA Speedway with almost a straightaway lead. Car up against the wall on the backstretch. The 7X bounces off the wall and keeps going. Battle is from second on back. 86 of Mike Cavanaugh and the number 11. 11 goes to second. Cavanaugh goes to third. 3 wide into turn 3. Look out, Chad Chase is loose. Mixes it up with the 44. 44 keeps going, and Chad Chase has drop kicked back several spots after that move. Cross flags are up halfway for Bob Wallace. Big lead for Wallace. The 11 runs second. The 86, Mike Cavanaugh is third. Corey Boudreau runs fourth in the 21, and fifth is the 45 of Jeff Denning. Chad Chase reeling in the 45 of Jeff Denning. Chad in the 8, right up on the back bumper now. That's the final qualifying spot, and Chase would like to grab it. Chase down on the inside as they battle on the backstretch. Chase goes to fifth, the final qualifying spot. 2 laps to go. White flag for Bob Wallace. He's in the lead. The 11 runs second. Mike Cavanaugh, Corey Boudreau is third. Mike Cavanaugh is fourth, and Chad Chase is fifth, although in a battle for fourth as Bob Wallace wins it. The 11 finishes second. Corey Boudreau is third. Here's the battle for fourth. Chad Chase finishes fourth, and Mike Cavanaugh finishes in the fifth spot. Jeff Denning in the 45. A lot of smoke on from that car. The official Lee USA Speedway pace car, that 1993 Chevy Lumina from Doble Chevrolet of Manchester, all ready to pull off the track with
George McAllister at the wheel, and let loose the fourth heat of the late models. Another 10 laps and another 5 to qualify. Here they come. There's the green flag. Through the third and fourth turn, here they come down the front stretch. 88X is the leader. Battle for second between the 56 of Linwood Cowan and the 29X of Ed Brio. Brio runs second, Cowan back to third. Then the 89 of Glenn Young runs fourth. 83X. Stacy Cahoon runs in the fifth and final qualifying spot, being challenged now by Dan Stebbins. Stebbins up on the outside in the 15. Goes for a couple of spots as they race through the third and fourth turn and down the front stretch. X continues to lead. Ed Brio is second. Then the 56 of Linwood Cowan third. Dan Stebbins is fourth. Glenn Young is fifth in the final qualifying spot. Cross flags halfway. And a spin. Tom Scully in the 71 spins right around. Going backwards on the front stretch. And it'll bring out the caution flag. Yellow is out. We're halfway through the fourth heat, 5 laps down and 5 to go. Green flag is out for the restart. Off the second turn and down the backstretch, the 88X continues to lead. Ed Brio runs second, and a battle from third on back. The 56 of Linwood Cowan, the 15 of Dan Stebbins dice it out for the third spot. Spin on the front stretch. That's Ed LaFlamme in the 48. Trying to get the car refired. Does, able to pull away in the number 48, no caution flag that time. Brio continues to run second, Dan Stebbins is third, Linwood Cowan is fourth, and fifth belongs to the 83X, that's Stacy Cahoon. White flag, just a lap to go. Checkered flag is up, and the 88X will win it. Ed Brio finishes second. Dan Stebbins in the 15 is third. Linwood Cowan in the 56 finishes fourth, and the 83X of Stacy Cahoon finishes in the fifth spot. Pace car gets set to pull off, and the modifieds get set to go in their first 10-lap qualifying heat. Here they come. Green is out. 3 wide into turn 1, and the 82 of Mike Christopher on the move, along with the 29 of Carlton Roby side by side through the third and fourth turn. Down the front stretch, Christopher's got the lead.
Roby runs second. The 99 is third. Willie Elliott runs fourth in the number 1. Elliott down on the inside trying to take over that third spot. As Mike Christopher well out in front. Carlton Roby runs second, and a real battle from third on back. Willie Elliott in the number 1 down on the inside. Elliott goes to third. Now the 00 of Jeff Wright down underneath the 99 as he tries to take over the fourth spot. And does. The 00 of Wright goes to fourth. And the 84 of Wayne Dion is fifth. Cross flags, they're halfway. Now Wayne Dion on the move, up on the outside in the 84. Dion goes to fourth, the hard way, up on the outside. Right behind Willie Elliott now as they head down the backstretch. 71 of Pete Rondo pulls in behind them, and the 00 of Jeff Wright. Leaders of better than a straightaway lead over the third spot runners who get 2 to go. Wayne Dion up on the outside of Willie Elliott trying to take over that third spot as they head down the backstretch. White flag. And Carlton Roby is the leader as Mike Christopher in trouble in the 82 now pulls out of the infield. So Carlton Roby will win it in the 29. Here comes the race for second. And it'll be Wayne Dion finishing second. Willie Elliott for third. The 00 of Jeff Wright finishes fourth. And the 71 of Pete Rondo finishes in the fifth spot. Pace car pulls off, ready to go another 10 lapper for the modifieds. Here they come. Green flag. And they're side by side into turn 1. Look out! The 78 and the 85 get together. Fran Coulson and Kirby Monteith get together in the turn. And the yellow comes out. No, not yet. As Kirby Monteith is able to pull away. Coulson is the leader. Bateman in the 17 up on the outside. Bateman on the outside in the 17 takes over the lead. Now the 16 of Dave Pinkham goes to second. Coulson is back to third. And Dave Bergman runs in the fourth spot. Bateman the leader, Pinkham is second. Now the 28 of Dwight Jarvis goes to third, and a spin on the backstretch. That's Fran Coulson in the 78. Spun and stopped on the bottom of the racetrack on the backstretch. He's able to get going as the cross flags come up halfway. Bateman, then Pinkham. Jarvis runs third. Tim Small runs in the 4th spot. Dave Bergman is 5th. Two laps to go, this time by. 2 to go. White flag. Just a lap left for Bateman. Pinkham runs 2nd. Dwight Jarvis is 3rd. Tim Small is 4th. Dave Bergman is 5th. As the checkered flag will come up this time around. And Bateman will win it. Dave Pinkham for 2nd. Dwight Jarvis finishes 3rd. Tim Small for 4th. Dave Bergman finishes in the 5th spot. Then Mike Conroll in the 77 finishes up next as he crosses the start-finish line. That's the way they run. Heat number 2 for the modifieds. Russ Tentalt of Cushnet, Mass in the 62. Grading next on the field. The 82 is Jim Norwood out of the Sonnet, Mass. The 68 will go next. That's Todd Cummings from Whitefield, Maine. The 63 scheduled to go. Al Robinson out of Fairfield, Maine. Then the number 79, Luke Tangway from Berwick, Maine. And the number 70, Dave Davis out of White River Junction, Vermont. The 83, Joe Cordera out of Tiverton, Rhode Island. And the 1X as they come around for the green flag. Hobby stocks are underway and out into a big lead. Well out front, the 39. That's Mike Bowler out of East Freetown, Mass. Now the number 68 of Todd Cummings runs 2nd. 3rd belongs to the 62. 4th spot as they start to string it out up front. 4th is the 1X. Look out, in the wall hard in turn 4. In the wall hard. That's the 08 of Paul Melberg out of Mansfield, Mass. He's okay. He drove up there to say hello to Stu Lord, who happened to be walking by. Also up there to number 16. Stocks are back underway and back under competition as they head off the 4th turn. The leader still the number 39. That's Mike Bowler in the 39. 68, Todd Cummings runs 2nd. The 30 of Dean Weber is 3rd. The 1X runs in the 4th spot. And the 62 about to get gobbled up by the 98. The 98 of Rich Wheeler goes to the 5th and final qualifying spot. Hobby stocks off the 4th turn and down the front stretch. Trouble in the 3rd and 4th turn. Couple of cars spin. Caution flag comes right out. Yellow is out. Caution is out as a couple of cars spin over there. Green flag back underway. And the 39 is back in the lead. Mike Bowler out in front. Dean Weber in a battle for 2nd in the number 30. Weber on the inside goes to 2nd. And the 68 Todd Cummings runs in third spot, 2 laps to go. Lou Roncondo runs fourth in the 1X and fifth the 98 of Rich Wheeler. Wheeler right on the back bumper of the 1X. White flag, 1 lap left. .39 with Dean Weber right behind him. As they come to the finish, the 39 will win it. That's Mike Bowler. Dean Weber for second. The 68 of Todd Cummings finishes third. The 1X of Lou Roncondo finishes in the fourth spot, and the 98 of Richie Wheeler finishes fifth, just out of qualifying. The number 58 of Mark McIver in the number 58. The 60X grids next on the field. Roger Sisson from Raynham, Mass. And the 42X is Eric Jura from Union, Maine. The 24 is Chris McGee from Edgartown, Mass. And the 44X, that's Lee Doobie from Pawtucket, Rhode Island. The 72 next up on the field, Al Clements from Oak Bluffs, Mass. And the 0X, Dan Alley from East Boothbay, Maine. The 87 is scheduled to go next on the field, the 87. And the 37, Richard Clark out of Middleborough, Mass. The 89, Hal Stratton from Belgrade, Maine. And the 88X, Doug Marsh from Claremont, New Hampshire. As they get the green flag for the start. And trouble right at the start. Look out going into turn 1. We got a car going the wrong way. Several cars piling up in turn 1. And the caution flag before we can complete a lap. Yellow is out.
Now that looked like a rough.
That's okay because we weren't done with the lineup anyway. Here they come. Green flag is out. And Randy Washburn goes to the lead in the 49. Then the 28, that's Danny Burgess, runs in second spot. Mark Durgan is third in the 32. And the 44X Lee Doobie runs in fourth. Fifth spot belongs to the 19. That's Dean Kelly. He's in the final qualifying spot. Top 5 will qualify. Look out, they get together in the turn, the 19 and the 44X. 44X hops up against the wall in turn 2, and the caution flag is out again. Yellow is out. 44X ends up against the wall over there in turn 2. Driver is okay. That's Lee Doobie out of Pawtucket, Rhode Island. As he almost got up on his side as he kind of hopped right up to the retaining wall, brings out another caution flag. Got 1 lap complete here, heat number 2 for the hobby stocks. Green is out for the restart. Randy Washburn is back in the lead. Now the battle for second. Danny Burgess in the 28. Mark Durgan in the 32. The 19 of Dean Pelly. Also on the move, the 72 of Al Clements. 33 of Brian Palin. And the number 9 of Wayne Ripley. Randy Washburn continues to show the way around. 5 cars will qualify as they come to the halfway mark, halfway through heat number 2 for the hobby stocks. Randy Washburn leads. Burgess is second. Dean Pelly is third. The 32 of Mark Durgan is fourth. And the car on the bubble, the number 33 of Brian Palin in the final qualifying spot.
2 laps to go this time by. Randy Washburn with a comfortable lead. White flag and just a lap left. Checkered flag will fly this time. Randy Washburn will win it in the 49. Dean Kelly will finish second. Danny Burgess for third. Mark Durgan fourth. And the 33 of Brian Palin finishes fifth in the final qualifying spot. Just missing out was the number 72 Al Clements. So 5 more cars are qualified for the hobby stock feature. The 76X grids next on the field. Ron Sullivan out of Wilmington, Massachusetts, and the 04 Frank Kaiser from North Providence, Rhode Island. The 22X scheduled next on the field. Dennis Stampfy of Norwood, Mass. As they get the green flag, they're underway. Three wide out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. It's tight. Look out on the outside. Joe Squiglia takes the lead going into turn 3 and pulls away out of turn 4 down the front stretch. It's tight from second on back. Right now the 48 runs in second spot. That's Richard Carter in the 48 and the 80 of Guy Workman. Now Tim Bernard on the move in the number 22. Bernard goes into second spot. Look out! In the wall, right up by the VIP tower. A couple of cars up there as the caution flag comes out. One car still up against the wall. And another one was able to drive away, the 22X. The top 5 right now. 5 will qualify out of this 8-lap consi. There's the green flag for the restart, and already the front runners are strung out as they head down the front stretch. Joe Squiglia, the leader. Tim Bernard is second. The 02 of Matt Dewey runs third. The 48 of Richard Carter runs in the 4th spot, and 5th Guy Workman in the 80. Pretty well strung out up front as they come to get the cross flags halfway. On the move, that's Dwayne Love closing in on the number 80 of Guy Workman. Workman is in the last qualifying spot, running 5th, and Love is catching him. That's the last qualifying spot, the number 80 of Guy Workman. And Love is going to try and get him. As it goes up on the outside, that's the battle for 5th with less than 2 laps to go now. Also in there is the number 3 of Ken Birdsey. White flag, 1 lap to go. Guy Workman's got his hands full as Love is trying to take him over. Down the backstretch, side by side, that's the battle for the final qualifying spot. Looks like the 84 might get it as the checkered flag comes down on the leaders. Here they come for 4th and 5th spot. 48 finishes 4th, and the 84 of Dwayne Love will finish 5th. Guy Workman back to 6th in the number 80, and that's the way they run heat number 3 for the hobby stocks. couple of hobby stocks disqualified out of post-race inspection after their heats, including the 19 of Dean Pelly and the 28 of Danny Burgess. So that moves a couple of cars up that might have been competing in their heats. They've been bumped out of their qualifying positions. Then they'll have to make the appropriate changes to run the consi and pass tech inspection next time. As we get set to go for another 8-lap hobby stock heat, the Lee USA Speedway Double Chevrolet of Manchester pace car pulls off the racetrack. And we get set to go. Car number 90, Chris Rooney, sits on the pole. Here they come. There's the green flag. And the 90 doesn't really get going, and he gets pushed out of the way. Look out, look out, look out, up in turn 1. Car stopped in the middle of the racetrack. That's the 0 of Gene Weston, and the caution flag comes out. Green flag for the restart and the battle into turn 1. The leader is the 35, Tom Scholler, and he's battling with the 92 as they head off the 4th turn and down the front stretch. 92 Jeff Waterman in the lead. Scholler goes to 2nd, the 60 of Tim Ossis runs 3rd, and it's the 05 of Eddie Plant. And the number 40 on the move. That's Amasa Harmon in the number 40. Big lead for the 92 down the front stretch, and then from the 35 on back. It's tight. Amasa Harmon in the number 40, really on the move. Up on the outside behind him, the 46 of Mike Johnson. Yellow is out. Got a bumper in turn 2. Got a bumper on the racetrack in turn 2, and it brings out the caution flag. Four laps complete. We're halfway through the 4th heat for the hobby stocks. Green flag is out on the restart. Back in the lead. Jeff Waterman, Amasa Harmon in the 40, Mike Johnson in the 46. That's the battle for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 4th belongs to the 60 of Tim Ossis, and the 09, that's Tim Nesbitt, rides in the 5th and final qualifying spot. They get 2 laps to go. Battle going on for the 2nd spot as Mike Johnson works the outside of Amasa Harmon out of the 4th turn to get the white flag, and 1 lap left. Checkered flag will come up this time. Here's the race to the finish, and it's going to be close to the line. Oh, too close to call. 3rd goes to Amasa Harmon.
4th to the 60 and will wait for 5th finishing place. So, not sure who won it, but we do know who finished 3rd and 4th. We'll have to wait and see who finished in the 5th spot. The winner is the 46, Mike Johnson, just beating out the 92 for 3rd, or second rather, was the 92. 3rd was the 40 of Amasa Hammond. 4th was the 60. And 5th and final qualifying spot goes to the number 8 of Ed Gannon. The 11, Fred Felton from Belchertown, Mass. The 30, Bill McCarthy from Haverhill, Mass. And the number 1, Steve Lochner from Kittery, Maine, as the starting lineup for the first of 2 mini stock heats. The mini stocks ready to go at it. Pace car gets set to pull off and we get ready to go. Mini stock heats are 8 laps long. Here they come. Green flag. Mini stocks are underway. The leader is the 11X, Clayton Levitt, with a 1X right there, Brian Pooler. 3 wide into turn 3, look out. Off the 4th turn they come. The 1X and the 11X battle it out for the lead. Alan Anaki right there in the 4. 0 runs in the 4th spot. Look out, a spin in turn 2. That's the 11X. They're gonna scatter to get around him. He's facing the wrong way. Another spin, the 6 comes around. Caution flag is out as one car sits in a dangerous spot on the backstretch. Yellow is out. Get set for the restart. 2 laps complete out of the 8-lap mini stock heat. There's the green flag on the restart. Side by side for the lead, Alan Anaki in that BMW number 4 up on the outside. Going for the lead, the 1X of Brian Pooler running in 2nd spot now. A couple of cars spinning in turn 4. One comes around, that's the 62 Charlie Lawrence. Stopped on the bottom of the racetrack. Gets going again as the leaders get to cross flags halfway. Alan Anaki out in front, and the race for 2nd now, the 27, Darrell Pollard, racing against the 1X of Brian Pooler, side by side. That's the battle for 2nd spot, off the 4th turn and down the front stretch. Spin in turn 4, that's the 11X again, Clayton Levitt. The leader is the number 4 as he makes his way through off of turn 4. He'll get the white flag and 1 lap to go. Oh, and a tire comes off the number 1 of Steve Lochner. Up there in the 2nd turn, caution flag is out.
for an official finish. Checkered flag is out. And we'll go back to the 7th lap for the official finish and bring out heat number 2 for the mini stocks. The 09, Ed Drake from Burnham, Maine, and the 44, 44X. We have a 44 and a 44X. Here they come for the start. Green flag. Even got a pickup truck out there, the 44X. Up front, battled for the lead, off for turn 4 and down the front stretch. The 68, that's Karen Late. And the 24, Herb Quigley battled for the lead. Quigley's out in front. Also on the move, the number 28, Adam Friend. Friend runs in the 3rd spot. 44X is 4th. Quigley continues to lead in a real battle for second between the 28 of Adam Friend and the 68 of Karen Late. They get the cross flags halfway. Two laps to go, 2 to go. And a real battle for the lead between the 28 of Adam Friend and the 24 of Herb Quigley. Friend's got the lead out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Quigley runs second, Late in third. As they get the white flag. Look out, 68 loose out of turn 4. Spins right around on the front stretch. And is able to pull away, but out of a front running position. As the checkered flag will go up this time. And it looks like Adam Friend will win it. Herb Quigley finishes second. The 44X finishes third. The 7, Chris Norton, finishes in the 4th spot. Then the number 33 of Dwayne Cody finishing in the 4th spot. That's the way they run heat number 2 for the mini stocks. That is the completion of all of the qualifying heats. Now we have a number of consolation races to come out onto the racetrack. Sort of the last chance races, if you will. You guys should have a pair of those too. Pace car pulls off. And here they come. Consies go 12 laps. And they're underway. The 94 is in the lead. That's Ron Reed. And the number 1 of George Brackman runs second. A spin up in the turn. That's the number 8. Trying to get the car going, sits in a rather dangerous spot, and yellow flag is out. Yellow is out. Green flag is out. Oh, in trouble at the start between the 1 and the 17. Look out, the 1 gets turned around, bashes into another car. 17 spins out in the turn. Is the only one stuck over there, stopped in the first and second turn. Meanwhile, the leaders are well out in front. Yellow is out. '17 sits in a bad spot over there in the first and second turn, falls a lap behind, but yellow comes out. Here they come, green flag. Look out, bump and grind down the front stretch, 3 wide action into turn number 1. The man on the move is the 08, that's Leonard Lucier. And Leonard goes into the lead. Now the battle for second, Mike Kimball in the number 8 and the 94 of Ron Reed. Kimball goes to second. Up into third goes the number 57. That's Robert LaPointe out of Manchester, New Hampshire. Remember, only 2 cars will qualify from this Consi, first and second. So the battle is for second between the 8 of Mike Kimball and the 57 of Robert LaPointe. Now they're hung up behind the lap car of the number 17. That's Bobby Cotton, who was the cause of the caution a few laps back, and he hangs up the 8 of Mike Kimball. As they try to get around him, he's a lap car that came out of the pit area, that number 17. Look out, the 99 climbs up on the number 8. Comes back down, enough damage already to the rear of that number 8 on the right side. Now he gets damage to the left rear, and he's a spot out of qualifying in the number 8. LaPointe runs second in the 57. And going after the leader in the 08. Leonard Lucier, the leader, and LaPointe now up on the outside, side by side for the lead. As they head off the 4th turn. '17 in third spot is a lapped car, so third is actually the number 8 of Mike Kimball, as they'll get 2 laps to go, this time by 2 to go. They'll get the white flag one more time, side by side for the lead. '57 and the 08 battling for first and second. Both will qualify. Here they come off the 4th turn down to the line. 08 holds on to win it. Leonard Lucier and the 57 of Robert LaPointe finishes second. The 08 and the 57 qualify for tomorrow's feature event. start of the second consi. Green flag is out. And Mo Tweedy goes to the pits before he can get the green flag as they're underway. The 02 is the leader. James Riley in the 02 out in front. '63 runs in the second spot, Jay Sands. Myra Fowler is third. Now we've got a bumper that's fallen off a car and right in the middle of the track in turn 2, so the caution flag comes out. One of the NASCAR officials out there on the track to retrieve the bumper and pulling it down off the track now. Green flag is out. Battle for the lead as they head through the third and fourth turn and down the front stretch. 02 with plenty of company. Leader is James Riley. Myra Fowler runs second. 63 up on the outside. Jay Sands. Oh, look out, a spin in the third turn. And the caution flag comes out. Flag. 02 back in the lead, James Riley. Myra Fowler runs second, then the 75 of Paul Reel in third. Riley continues to lead. Fowler is second. Reel is third. Now the 88 is on the move. John Bunny in the number 88. Bumper to bumper through the third and fourth turn, and something's got to give. It does. The 85 comes around. Able to keep going. It's Billy Manchester. It's back out on the racetrack and finds himself in last spot as the cross flags come up halfway. '75 in trouble. Goes up high on the racetrack. Sparks coming, could be a flat tire on the 75. Making his way around through the second turn. '02 continues to lead. Myra Fowler is second. The 88 of John Bunny is third. 2 will qualify. Now the 88 right on the back bumper of Myra Fowler as they head down the backstretch, looks to the inside, and Myra shuts the door. They got 2 laps to go, this time by 2 to go. Bunny looks to the high side on the backstretch, also up there in the battle. The 63 of Jay Sands. They'll get the white flag this time by, and 1 lap to go. Everybody wants that second spot, the second and final qualifying spot. Bunny's up on the outside, pushes in the turn, trying to come back. Myra Fowler holds them off as they head into turn 3. Now the 88 gives the 31 a shove. 31 comes back. Checkered flag is up. The 02 wins it. 31 finishes second.
Good job by Myra Fowler in the number 31. She did a great job of driving that one to finish in a qualifying position, just beating out the 88 of John Bunny and the 63 of Jay Sands. So we have two more qualifiers, the 02 of James Riley and the 31 of Myra Fowler make it into the street stock feature event. So these cars will go 12 laps, and they've broken it down into two consies for all the divisions. A little easier chance for the cars to qualify. Two will qualify from each of the consies. 12 laps. Green flag. And Pro Stock Consi number 1 is underway. Two more cars to qualify, and Dale Quarterly rockets into the lead in the number 32. Baldwin runs second in the 47, and right behind him, Dick Belisle in the 35. Baldwin still second, Belisle there in third in the 35, and Jeff Crowley runs fourth in the 16. Quarterly continues to lead, and a race for second between George Baldwin and Dick Belisle in the 35. Cross flags, and they're halfway. Now they've started to close on the leader, Dale Quarterly. 8 laps complete. Quarterly leads. Baldwin is second. Dick Belisle is third. Jeff Crowley is fourth, and Bobby Tripp is fifth. Yes, there will be a B main for the Pro Stocks, and 2 more cars will come out of that. George Baldwin gets turned around in the 47. Jeff Crowley runs into him, and the caution flag comes out. Yellow is out. Now they're lined up side by side for the restart. 9 laps complete out of the 12-lap last chance Consi. Well, not quite the last chance, because they'll move on to the B main if they don't qualify here. We'll take 2 out of that. It's Dale Quarterly and Dick Belisle in the front row. They get the green flag, and they're underway. Now Bobby Tripp gets down underneath Dick Belisle. Tripp goes to second in that qualifying spot. Belisle goes back to third. 2 laps to go this time by. 2 to go. Bobby Tripp pulls right up behind Dale Quarterly as they get the white flag, and 1 lap to go. Bobby Tripp with some power on the straightaways. Tries to get underneath Quarterly, and Quarterly holds his ground. As the checkered flag comes up, Quarterly will win it. Tripp will finish second.
Tripp right on the back bumper for second. Dick Belisle third. Dick Byron fourth. Then the 3 of Jerry Babb finishes in the 5th spot. So Dale Quarterly wins it, and Bobby Tripp gets a break on a caution flag and is able to take over the 2nd spot. And he also qualifies for tomorrow's 50-lap Pro Stock feature event. So that runs the consies. Lights go off of the pace car. We'll go green. Another 12-lap qualifier. Consolation event. Cars off. A couple of the USA Speedway regulars in the front row. Bobby Gahan and Don Belisle. Here they come. Green flag. Gahan right to the lead from the pole position. Mitch Wendell runs second. Norm Wren is third. Paul McInerney up to fourth. And Don Belisle back to 5th spot in the 03. Big lead for Gahan, well out in front. All he sees is clear track out in front of him as he heads down the front stretch. Mitch Wendell runs second. Norm Wren is third, and Paul McInerney is fourth. 2 will qualify. Cross flags. Halfway. Gahan well out in front. Wendell is second. Norm Wren now challenges for that 2nd spot, the final qualifying spot. Wren up on the outside, trying to get around Mitch Wendell. The final qualifying spot. Todd Patnode in trouble on the backstretch, a flat left rear tire. Pulls down off the racetrack onto pit road, gets the car refired. Gahan still with a big lead. Again, nothing in front except racetrack for him. Mitch Wendell and that battle with Norm Wren. With 2 laps to go, Wendell still second. White flag. Checkered flag goes up. Gahan wins it. Wendell finishes second. Norm Wren does a good job to save the car, but finishes in 3rd spot. Then Paul McInerney for 4th. Don Belisle finishes 5th. So 2 more cars qualified. The 50 of Bobby Gahan and the 21 of Mitch Wendell. Set for another 12 lapper. Here they come. Green flag.
Trouble right at the start in turn 1. Cars into the wall, and the caution flag comes out.
Cars to qualify, here they come. Green flag. Joe Perry goes to the lead, but look out for the 09 with Alan McClure at the wheel. He's on the move down the backstretch. Up on the outside of Joe Perry, the 03. That's the battle for the lead. McClure's got the lead out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Peary goes to second. And John Dulac in the number 2 runs third. Then it's the number 44 running in the 4th spot. Big lead for Alan McClure in the 09 as he heads off the second turn and down the backstretch, having to qualify through the consi. And second spot belongs to the 03, Joe Peary. You'll find him several car lengths back, heading out of the 4th turn now. Those 2 cars will move on to the feature if they can hold on to those spots. They'll come around next time to get the cross flags, make it halfway. Almost a straightaway lead for the 09. Back in 3rd spot, the number 2 of John Dulac, and the 44 dice it out for that 3rd spot, hoping that something happens to one of the first 2 cars so that they might get into the main event tomorrow. Two laps to go, this time by, 2 to go. White flag, 1 lap left. Better than a straightaway lead for Al McClure in the 09, and he'll win late model Consi number 1. Just coming out of the 4th turn now for second, the 03 Joe Perry. Those 2 have made it into the feature event. Here comes a battle from 3rd on back. And that's the way they run. Late model Consi number 1 sets the pace. And Carl Fredrickson getting just a little bit of a jump there. Here they come. Green flag. Side by side for the lead, and look out, a spin. That's the 08.
And a couple more cars get involved out of turn 2. We got a pile up over there and a tire off a car. Yellow flag is out. Yellow is out. Dennis Maxfield sits on the pole. Carl Fredrickson alongside in the 41. And remember, 2 cars will qualify out of this consi. Here they come. Green flag. Maxfield in the lead. Fredrickson runs second, but the 58 is on the move. Kevin Rosenkrantz. Rosenkrantz down on the inside of the 41. It's a 3-way battle for the lead as they head out of turn 4 and down the front stretch. Those 3 are leaving the rest behind. Look out, trouble in turn 1. Several cars pile up into the wall. Caution flag is out. Yellow is out. Green flag. And back to the battle for the lead. Maxfield, Carl Fredrickson, and the 58 of Kevin Rosenkrantz all run together. Only 2 will qualify. So far, they've survived this second late model consi. Side by side for the lead, and Rosenkrantz runs in third looking for an opening, and the 88X also trying to get up in there as they head off the 4th turn. Side by side, lap after lap, they come to the cross flags halfway. 58 gets loose that time. Loses a little ground on the leaders. Maxfield trying to hold off Carl Fredrickson. Fredrickson running a great race up on the outside. Side by side still off the 4th turn. Here they come. Down the front stretch. Rosenkrantz trying to find an opening in the 58. As he looks to the low side. Down the back stretch. Fredrickson continues to hang tough on the outside. Maxfield and Fredrickson side by side as they go into turn 3. 2 laps to go, this time by 2 to go. That time it was Fredrickson by a nose at the line. Maxfield trying to hold him off. Side by side. Here they come off the 4th turn to get the white flag and just a lap left. Fredrickson just beats Maxfield into the turn. Carl Fredrickson, that hanger on the outside pays off. He's got the lead. Probably the greatest race he's ever run as he heads off the 4th turn. Carl Fredrickson is going to win it. Maxfield for second, Rosenkrantz third, and the 88X finishes in the 4th spot, followed by the 08 of Bob Murray from Tiverton, Rhode Island. A great race by Carl Fredrickson in the number 41. He hung tough on the outside, and it paid off as he got the lead on the last lap and wins
guarantees himself a start in the late model feature here tomorrow, all part of Oktoberfest 93 at Lee USA Speedway. So 3 cars will qualify from this. It's a 10-lap consi, 10 laps for the hobby stocks. Green flag. This ought to be wild. The unpredictable hobby stocks. There they go. Mark McIver goes to the lead in the number 58. Now the 80 runs in second spot. The 62 is third. Off the fourth turn and down the front stretch. Mark McIver, the leader. The 80 runs in second spot. That's Guy Workman running second. The 62. Russell Tato is in third, and the 21, Bob Betancourt, runs in the fourth spot. 3 will qualify. McIver continues to lead. Cross flags are up halfway through hobby stock consi number 1. McIver continues to lead. Here's the battle for second. Betancourt in the 21 and the 62. Also in the hunt now, the 86. That's Peter Fernandez. Yellow is out. Yellow for the car number 80. Guy Workman spinning in the fourth turn. And this is going to make for an interesting sprint to the finish. All right, here we go. Mark McIver in the front row gets the green flag on the pole. He goes back to the lead, and it's a sprint to the finish. McIver able to get back out in front. The 62, the 21, and the 86 all right there, battling for that final qualifying spot. White flag and 1 lap left. 62 runs in second. The 21 is third. They'll come to the checkered flag this time. And if they can stay that way, they'll make it into the feature. Here they come. Freight trading out of turn 4. McIver wins it. The 62 second. The 21 just finishes third. And in the final qualifying spot, beating out the 86 of Peter Fernandez. So the 21, the 62, and the 58 make it into the main event. And that's consi number 1. 1 more consi to go. Still continued to pour out of there, so for safety's sake, he was sent to the pits, particularly when you're throwing fuel like that. So they are set to take the green. 10-lap Consi for the hobby stocks. Here they come. Green is out. Side by side for the lead down the front stretch. Still got fuel pouring out of the back of that number 9. Dangerous situation. Back up front as they come off the 4th turn. The leader is the 89. Al Stratton out of Belgrade, Maine. As they head off the 4th turn and down the front stretch, 2 will qualify. The 05 of Kenny Plant runs second. Then it's the 35 of Tom Scholler in third. And the 51, Victor Branch running in the 4th spot. Dennis Bell in the 49X running up front as well, and the 0, Gene Weston, as they get the cross flags halfway. Remember, 2 will qualify. And Gene Weston in the 0's on the move, trying to get up into one of those spots. Spin off the 4th turn, look out, the 49X comes around. Keeps going. Ooh, and he just able to make the turn, but the yellow comes out. Got 6 down, 6 laps down, a 10-lap hobby stock Consi, our last qualifier of the day. Green flag. Two cars will qualify, and they're scrambling for positions. Hobby stocks bump and grind through the 1st and 2nd turn and on down the backstretch. That 0 is on the move. Gene Weston up on the outside, off the 4th turn and down the front stretch, battling with the 05 now for the lead. Look out, a spin. Oh, tagged right at the start-finish line. '51 really got tagged. Victor Branch in the number 51 spun around and got tagged right here at the start-finish line. Both drivers are okay. Here they come. Green flag for the restart and 3 laps to go. 2 cars to qualify. They're off. The 05 and the 0. 0 gets the jump in the 1st and 2nd turn. He's the new leader. Meanwhile, the 18 in the wall in turn 2, and a caution flag. Yellow is out. Kara Torman hits the wall. She hit the wall up there in the 2nd turn and brings out the caution flag. Green flag, here we go. The battle again between the 0 and the 05 as they head off the 2nd turn and down the backstretch. Weston gets the lead, and the 05, Eddie Plant, goes to 2nd. 2 laps to go, 2 to go.
Here comes the white flag. There it is. 1 lap to go. This time they'll come around to get the checkered flag to wind up the longest day in racing. Here it comes. Checkered flag. Gene Weston wins it. Here's the race for second. Too close to call. We'll wait for the official finish on that one. Have to wait and see who finished second on that one. Looks like it was the number 8 finished second, Ed Gannon, and the 05 finishes third. So the 0 wins, the 8 second, and the 05 third, and that's gonna wrap it up. Don't forget, tomorrow at 12 noon, we'll have a quick warm-up session for the Super Modified. Then we immediately go to the Pro Stock B main of 20 laps, the last chance to qualify for the Pro Stocks. 2 cars will qualify from that. And then we get into our 7 feature events for everybody else. So action starts at noon tomorrow. Remember, if you're staying with us at the Speedway tonight, camping out back, remember, campfires are allowed, but please keep them small. Within reason, they must be over by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. In the number 24. That's the starting lineup for the Pro Stock B main of 20 laps. 2 cars will qualify. Their last chance to qualify for this afternoon's running here of the Oktoberfest Pro Stock feature of 50 laps. Your starter is Don Horvath, celebrating a birthday today, assisted by Ozzy up on the flag stand. And we'll all get to sing happy birthday to Don a little bit later on, but we're going to get to the racing right now. 20 laps, B main, last chance to qualify. Here they come. And there'll be no start. Caution comes back out. The car is on the gas just a little too soon. Yellow is out. Starts outside pole. Then Dick Byron and Paul McInerney making the tow all the way from Long Island, New York, and trying to qualify here in the B main. Now they are set. They've been instructed by the track officials that the start will come in the 4th turn, and they roll into turn 3. 20 laps and 2 to qualify. Here they come. Green is out. Battle for the lead as they head out of turn 2 and down the backstretch. Dick Belisle, the early leader. Noam Wren runs second. Dick Byron is third. Paul McInerney stuck up on the outside of the 97 of Tony Salpetro as they race now into the 1st turn. And down the backstretch, Belisle and Wren start to put some distance between themselves and 3rd place runner Dick Byron in the 34. Byron gets loose and comes around in turn 4. Look out! In the wall, Jay Stewart in the 71, and the caution flag is out. Yellow is out. 71 with heavy damage to the right front of the Joe Bean auto body. Car number 71 driven by Jay Stewart. Stewart, who's familiar with this racetrack, who's won a few street stock races a few years ago here at Layton. Here they come. Green flag. And they're back underway. Now the race for the first 2 spots. Belisle in the 35 and Norm Wren in the number 1 dice it out for the lead. Paul McInerney runs in 3rd spot
And then it's Tony Salpetro in fourth in the number 97. Bumper to bumper, Wren and McIlhenny through that first and second turn. Down the backstretch. And Belial continues to show the way around. Paul McIlhenny knows he's got to gain one more spot to get into the feature event, or the long tow back to Long Island as they race down the front stretch. Again, the leaders start to pull away. Belial in the 35 and Wren in the number 1. Belial and Wren continue to run 1-2, and they seem to be content to stay in those positions, knowing that they'll make the show. McIlhenny a few car lengths back in the third, and then another 6 or so car lengths back to 97 of Tony Salpetro, followed by Don Belial and the 16 of Jeff Crowley. Wren looking to the outside of Belial as they race into turn 3. And off the fourth turn, Wren trying the high side down the front stretch as Belial chooses the middle of the track. Race through the first and second turn. As the cross flags come up, we'll be halfway this time by. Yellow is out. 2 cars, 3 cars involved up in the first and second turn. Todd Patno to the 24. Jerry Babb in the number 3. And also the 39 of Fran Colson, all involved up in the first and second turn. And cars move to get around them as a lot of steam and water coming off the front of Babb's good-looking car number 3 up there in the first and second turn. Yellow is out at 10 laps. Car gets ready to pull off. Dick Belial and Norm Wren in the front row. Bring them in again. Here they come. Green flag. And this time Wren gets a little bit of a jump on the outside. And they run through the speedy dry in the first and second turn side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Wren on the outside, Belial on the inside. Off the fourth turn quickly down the front stretch. Battle for the lead continues. Belial back into the lead, and Wren tucks it in behind him going into turn 3 to assure himself that second spot. Looks to the inside, nothing going that time to complete 12 laps. Off the second turn and down the backstretch, it's Belial, Wren, McIlhenny, then Tony Salpetro and Fred Scabb. 2 will qualify. 5 laps to go this time by. Just 5 laps left. Still looking for an opportunity to take over the lead. Hangs right there. Dick Belial. Now Paul McIlhenny in trouble. The 60F slows up and gets hit from behind by Tony Salpetro.
And they've lost a lot of ground on the leaders. And that could end that run for a qualifying spot with 2 laps to go. Norman Wren, trouble on the number 1 as he spins. Paul McElhenney just makes it by. Now the 97 gets loose. Fred Scaff runs into Wren. The 97 gathers it back up, but the yellow comes out, and a tough break for Norm Wren. With just about a lap and a half to go, something breaks on the car, spins in the turn, and Paul McElhenney did a good job of avoiding him in the 60X, but not so for Fred Scaff, who runs into the 1M over in the 3rd turn, brings out a caution flag with just about a lap and a half left. Flag is out for the restart, and here they come. Oh, in a battle between Dick Belisle and Paul McElhenney. They bump coming out of turn 4. Now the 97 and the 60 get together, and the 60 ends up against the wall. A tough break for Paul McElhenney, who spins and ends up against the wall. It bumped with Dick Belisle at the start, and then got connected with the number 97, Tony Salpetro. They come. Green is out. Belisle back to the lead, and now the battle for second and final qualifying spot between Jeff Crowley and the 39 of Fran Coulson. They race in through the 3rd and 4th turn, and the white flag is up, just 1 lap left. Coulson makes a move on the inside and goes to second. Crowley trying to come back on the inside. They get together out of turn 2. Last chance down to the checkered flag. Belisle will win it, and the final qualifying spot goes to Fran Coulson. And that's the way they run. 2 more qualifiers, and the final qualifiers, other than the provisional starters. Final 2 qualifiers right there. The 35 of Dick Belisle and the 39 of Junior Coulson. And the 16 and 33 will also go to tech inspection in the infield. We are set to go 20 laps in the hobby stock feature. Now, the hobby stocks that didn't make this feature event are invited to run in a non-qualifiers race, which will be the last race on the program, a hobby stock non-qualifiers race. That'll be the last race on the program today. So these guys will be going 20 laps, a real mix of Lee USA Speedway hobby stock competitors and competitors from other tracks throughout the Northeast, as all the divisions are made up of that today. And so is the case in the hobby stocks here. As we get set to go 20 laps, here they come. And I don't think they'll get a start. No. Yellow comes back out. Of course, it's always in. Ooh, we knew something like that was going to happen. Now we'll try to get started. The pace car will get ready to pull off. Here they come, and again, 39 on it a little soon. No start. And those of you in the first few rows, Here we go. We'll try and start them this time. Here they come. Green flag. And they are underway. Yes, it stays green, and Joe Squiglia is the leader. Randy Washburn runs second. Dean Weber on the move up on the outside in the number 30. And Mike Johnson in the 46. They almost went 3 wide heading into turn 1. Squiglia able to pull away while the battle for second continues between Washburn in the 49 and Weber in the 30 heading into turn 3. Washburn trying to come back. They exchange a little paint out of turn 4. And Weber goes to second. Now Mike Johnson up on the outside of the 46. Johnson goes to third. The 68 on the move on the inside. That's Todd Cummings. Cummings in the 68 goes to fourth spot. Randy Washburn is back to fifth. Meanwhile, Joe Squiglia has got himself a good-sized lead in the 03. Further back in the pack, Mark Durgan in the 32 has made a sandwich by the 98 of Richie Wheeler and the 40 of Amasa Harmon as they race off the fourth turn and down the front stretch. It's a battle for a 10th spot. Up front, Randy Washburn in the 49 is dropping back after starting on the pole. There's your leader, Joe Squiglia, and now the race for second spot, Dean Weber in the 30, the 46 of Mike Johnson, and the 68 of Todd Cummings. Spin off the fourth turn, and the caution flag comes out. Also a spin in the second turn, the 92. Yellow is out. Five laps complete out of the hobby stock feature. This closes up the front runners a bit. Joe Squiglia in the 03 and Dean Weber in the number 30. Weber finished fifth in the season points for 1993 here at Lee USA Speedway. Here they come. Green flag is out. Whoa, get the pace car out of there. He's gone. And they're underway. Squiglia the leader, the 03. The 46 of Mike Johnson runs second. The 30 of Dean Weber runs third. Todd Cummings in the 68 runs in the fourth spot. And the 02 of Matt Dewey runs fifth. Also on the move, the number 98 of Richie Wheeler. Wheeler right there with Dewey in the 02 as they race off the fourth turn. That is the battle for fifth spot between the 02 and the 98. Three wide action into turn 1. Ryan Palin way up on the high side in the number 33. Meanwhile, the battle for the third spot between the 68 of Todd Cummings and the 30 of Dean Weber. Trouble up in the first and second turn, the number 8 up against the wall in turn 2, but he's able to keep going. And the race continues at the cross flags halfway. For Joe Squiglia in the 03. Mike Johnson in the 46 trying to reel him in, and then it's tight from third on back. Here's the 30 of Dean Weber, the 68 of Todd Cummings, the 98 of Richie Wheeler, and the 02 of Matt Dewey, all running together, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth as they head off the second turn and down the backstretch. Wheeler looks to the high side of Cummings. Trying to gain some ground. Wheeler was
the runner-up in the 1993 point standings in the hobby stocks.
Trouble on the backstretch. Oh, the leader just gets by, and so does second spot. Just getting by those cars mixed up in the third turn. Yellow flag is out. Yellow is out. And oh boy, big lead for Joe Squigley in the 03, and it almost went away right there with that trouble over turn 3. He's able to get around it, and so was second place runner Mike Johnson in the 46. Yellow is out on lap 16.